Good morning, friends, and welcome to all. Friends, today I am going to talk about goals of firms. Regarding the objective of a business firm, Fats economics holds different opinions. According to the classical economists, the main aim of the firm was to earn maximum profit. The reason for this was that during the era of classical, firms were mostly the owner organizations, that is, managers or organizers were the owners of the organization themselves. Thus, their interest was in profit maximization. But in the modern period, the importance of joint stock companies has been increasing in place of sole entrepreneurs or partnership. The owners of these joint stock companies are to a large number of shareholders who reside at different places. The real management of these companies is in the hands of managers. These managers get a salary for the service rendered by them plus certain other facilities like free accommodation, car, etc. The main interest of shareholders of the joint stock companies is in the profit of the company, but the interest of the managers is not only in the profit earning of the company but also in their self interest. The significance of this manager depends on many factors like the sales and development of the company and in their salaries and other facilities. The manager tries that the company may go on getting adequate profits so that shareholders may remain satisfied. But along with it, his own importance must also grow. Thus, there are many alternative objectives of the company beside the maximization of profit. Friends, there are mainly two goals. That means that goals divided into two categories. Which one is economic goals of firms and second which one is non-economic goals of firms. First of all, I will talk on the economic goals. Under economic goals of firms, the first point, which one is profit maximization. The primary objective of an enterprise is to maximize profits. A firm has to generate surplus revenue to survive, grow, diversify, innovative, and attain a position in business. Profit is the earning of an entrepreneur. To the economist, the most significant point about profit is that it is a residual income. The accounting sense and economic sense of profit is different. In account, profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. I think all students can understand this point. In accounting, profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. The normal profit is treated as a part of cost of production. Hence, normal profit is not true economics profit, but the profit calculated after considering explicit and implicit cost. Explicit and implicit cost is true profit. It is a residual income. An entrepreneur always thinks about the maximization the true or pure profit. And second objective is that shareholders wealth maximization. Shareholders wealth maximization, this point comes under economic goals. In order to reduce the effect of future uncertainty, some organizations aim at maximization of the wealth approach. Further, revenues are discounted by the interest rate and present cash value is computed to determine the value of wealth. The businessman has to consider the future earnings in connection with distribution of some portion of profit as dividend. Decision making and concept of maximization of profit helps in shareholders with maximizations. The drawbacks of the concept of maximization of profit are partially removed by the concept of shareholders wealth maximization. And entrepreneur frames the investment policies in such a manner that the value of wealth will increase. Entrepreneur has to think about inflation government policies, various rules and laws at the time of raising share capital. He has to think always of increasing or maximizing the value of investment rather than market price of investment. And third point is management reward maximization. This point comes under also economic goals. Management reward maximization. The profit maximization is the basic goal of production. Managers also have their own goals as the reward maximization. In the modern economics, in the modern economies, joint stock company form a business organization is common and popular. Managers play very important role. They take decision regarding production, investment as well as distributions. If such decisions prove to be correct, then the company makes profit and shareholders are also benefited. The managers need to be rewarded by the owners. Such reward can be in any form. Recognition or a part on the back motivates the managers to work harder and prove their capacity. Then fourth point of the economic goals is that growth of the firm. Along with the primary goals of a firm, growth of the firm can be one of the objectives. Actually, it can be treated as a separate goal or objective of firm. This is because when the profit increase or sales increase, the firm earns more and grows in size. Growth of a firm can be vertical or horizontal. Vertical or horizontal. Expansion, diversification are the indicators of growth of firm. Growth indicates success of the firm in order to get the advantage of internal economics. The firm aims at its growth. Acquisition or merger may help the firm to grow in the era of globalization. And then, point number fifth is sales maximization. There can be several reasons why firms may choose to maximize sales revenue, such as keeping ahead to competition, maintenance of prestige of the management team, etc. Sales maximization is a substitute for profit maximization. It's very important. Sales maximization is a substitute for profit maximization, not equal. Professor Y.J. Baumel, this is one of the economists, stated this quote. According to him, sales maximization is more logical than profit maximization. Sales maximization result in increases in total revenue. Every business organization aims to increase its sales. They aim to earn more rather than to sell more units. Generally, the manager aims at increasing the sales and not the profit. This is sales maximization, not profit maximization. And the most of important second point, that is non-economic goals. Already you have understand the economic goals. Now we will see the non-economic goals. Under non-economic goals, coming some points, which one is political power and prestige. Political power and prestige comes under non-economic goals, not economic goals. Political power and prestige, this is non-economic goals. Successful firm aim at gaining political power, though not directly. Big firms own land and prime location, concession, subsidies, and many favors from the politicians. Gaining political power is not a direct goal of any company. Firms means business. As you know that firms means business. They brief the politicians and bureaucrats. They get their work done by giving donations to political parties, financing in the election, etc. They influence decision making of the politicians. Very few industrialists have the ambition of becoming ministers. It is a byproduct of the efficiency proved and of the social responsibility should by them. International awards, increased exports, awards to executive or employees by the society add to the prestige of the firm. This is non-economic goals. And second point, which comes under non-economic goals, social responsibility and welfare. Social responsibility and welfare is known as non-economic goals of the firm. Generally speaking, this is not a goal of a firm but its duty towards the society. A firm is a profit making unit, but profit should not be made at the cost of society's welfare. A firm should fulfill its social responsibility by employing the local persons, encouraging local talent, by properly disposing of its wastage and not adding to the pollutions of all types. A firm can shoulder its social responsibility by charging responsible prices, helping the handicapped and senior citizens also. This is social responsibility and welfare. Corporate governance and social responsibility go hand in hand. They help in maximizing social and economic welfare. Welfare can be promoted by firms by using proper technology, by giving justice to the sons of the soil, and also by sharing gains with the society. And now I am going to last point, which is comes under non-economic goals, goodwill of employees. This also can't be considered as the only goal of a business firm. Firms or companies have to people working at different levels and in different capacities. Employees need good pay, facilities plus recognition from the management. If they get this, then it can be said that the owner has goodwill of the employees. A satisfied and content workforce adds to the prosperity and growth of the firm. So the firm may aim at achieving or gaining goodwill of these employees. These are economically and non-economic goals of the firm. Friends, I explain some points under economic goals, which one is profit maximization, then second point shareholders wealth maximization, and also management reward maximization, growth of the firm, sales maximization, and then under non-economic goals I explain for you political power and prestige. Second point is social responsibility and welfare, and last point, that is goodwill of employees. I think all students understood these contents. So now let us go to the stop here Thank you very much. See you again next video.